Welcome once again to our Dvar Torah on the internet from the Young Israel Beth of Borough Park. This week's parsha is Parshas Veyeira, which is an especially rich parsha with many, many important ideas, messages, and lessons from the beginning of our Jewish history, starting with our father Avraham till today. One of the passages, one of the psukim that deal with the promise that Hashem made through the Malachim that came to visit him in the guise of Anashim, of people. When they came to him, they made him a promise that in a year, Sarah was going to have a child. When Sarah heard about this, she was in the back of the tent and she heard this being said, so she laughed. And the laughter that she had, as the Rashi points out, was a derisive laughter in the sense that she didn't really believe it. So Hashem comes to Avraham and he says to him, why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too difficult for Hashem to do? And Avraham comes to Sarah, and the pasuk says in Perek Yudches, in pasuk Tezvav, Vatachachesh Sarah lemar, and Sarah denied, and she lied. She says, Lo tzachakti, I did not laugh. And the pasuk seems to explain, Ki yareya, because she was afraid. Now, the Ramban immediately says, how could such a thing be? How could it be that this holy tzaddikus, this righteous woman, Sarah, would lie and deny that she actually laughed? So the Ramban gives a very interesting explanation. He says that when she was confronted with her laughter and derisive laughter, she excused herself by saying, look, I did not know that these were malachim. Had I known that these were angels, I never would have denied it. I thought they're just people talking, and they're giving you a promise of a future event that they have absolutely no control over. And so, if I'm 90 years old, and I never had a child till now, I derisively laughed because it sounds nigh impossible. And therefore, I didn't really believe that it would happen due to the fact that these were not malachim. But now you're telling me that they are malachim. I'm sorry, I laughed. And that's why when Avraham confronts him and said, no, but you did laugh, she understood, says the Ramban, that these were truly malachim, and so she was silent and didn't respond. But the Ramban wants to know, so if she really only thought that these were people, and therefore they were not giving an angelic prophecy from Hashem, the question then arises, so why did Hashem get upset with her? After all, she was thinking that these are just people, and because they're just people, they can't control the situation, and therefore she had a right to laugh because, what are you kidding? I'm 90 years old. I'm not going to have a child now. And that's why she laughed. So why was Hashem upset with her? So the Ramban says a very important thing. The Ramban says, even though it was just people, she should have said, Amen, Ken Ya'aseh Hashem. Even though a person gives you a bracha that seems, practically speaking, impossible to ever take place, you should say, Amen, Ken Yehi Ratzon. Yes, may Hashem fulfill it. May it be Hashem's will. Ken Ya'aseh Hashem. And Hashem got angry at Sarah because she didn't set a standard which we could learn from, that we could learn to say, even when things seem impossible, Ken Yehi Ratzon. Recently, I was on the way to a simcha, and someone called me and said, what do you say when someone wishes you mazel tov? So I said, you say Yimir Hashem by you. So the person asked me, but I've heard lately that people are saying Baruch Tihiyeh. Why are they saying Baruch Tihiyeh instead of Amen, Ken Yehi Ratzon, or instead of Yimir Hashem by you? So I was perplexed about what to answer. But the Rebbitzin, my wife, came up with a beautiful explanation. She said, sometimes you're wishing people for something to happen that is so long in happening that they're almost disgusted with the continual wishes that don't seem to have any result. So we have to be sensitive and not say something that's going to make them feel once again, oh, they're wishing me again something that's never going to happen. So therefore we say, Baruch Tihiyeh. You should be blessed. Hashem should bless you for your good wishes. And actually, based on what Sarah did, we should say, Baruch Tihiyeh, Amen Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be Hashem's will. That's the way we should respond. Hashem should fulfill that when we wish each other, we should meet at good occasions. Amen Ken Yehi Ratzon. You should make many simchas at which we should join together. Amen Ken Yehi Ratzon. Klal Yisrael should see the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu B'Meira Yameinu. Amen Ken Yehi Ratzon. Va'af al pi sheyismameya im kol zeh achakelo b'chol yom sheyavo.